Welcome back, it's Gamebook Collector. Now in this episode we're going to do something different. We're going to look at the changing face, or in fact more accurately, changing cover of Steve Jackson's House of Hell. So I have in front of me one of the original books. This one's the Zig Zag Green Spine Puffin edition, and this was first published in 1984. Now the artist in this front cover here is Ian Miller, and the eternal artist is a chap called Tim Sale. Now the front cover, you can clearly see the House of Hell in the background. Now in the foreground you have these demonic creatures lurking about in the courtyard or garden. It looks absolutely terrifying. Just turn around the back of the book here, it says, cover illustration Ian Miller. Open up. 1984, illustrations copyright Tim Sale, and front cover illustrated by Ian Miller. This cover in this book is fantastic. I love this type of artwork. It's very intricate, very detailed lines. The way it's done, it's just highly detailed. You don't see it anymore in fighting fantasy books. It's awesome. These demonic creatures and trees just looking over the house. It's just a bit of mist in the background, so the foreground as well. It looks great, fantastic. So this is a Zig Zag green spine, but it's obviously faded. It's now pale blue. Puffin edition, that one of the original versions of this book came out in 1984. Now moving on from that one, we have House of Hell. It's a bronze dragon. Now this cover is virtually the same, really, as the original one, but it's more zoomed in slightly, or is it? It's not really zoomed in, I think. They just dropped it, obviously, House of Hell, further down to the centre of the book, and we've got this bronze dragon at the top, and the fighting fantasy emblem's gone as well. It has a number on the side, again 10. Exact same cover, highly detailed. I just noticed this, I was going to say glowing hand, but it's just like blood dripping from a tree or something there as well. You can stare all day at this and just have a look at the creatures with the demonic red eyes, the fangs. It's just great. They don't do covers like this anymore. This game book is arguably one of the finest or best fighting fantasy books out there by Steve Jackson, and I wish he would revisit it. I wish he had revisited this kind of genre, this topic again, but he's never done it. It's just so well written, and it's very, very hard. Arguably one of the best out of all fighting fantasy game books, as I said, but also one of the hardest as well. If you choose the wrong way, if you play this one, if you go the wrong way, you're doomed. That's all I'm going to say. So again, the back of the book, the colour's different. It's a different colour of green. Inside, let's check what it says. Have a wee look. Copyright 1984, Tim Sale. Now, I don't see any add-on to publishing dates here. It still says 1984. Now, they've all got a unique ISBN number, ISBN number 014031 831-3, exactly the same. This was definitely later. UK price $3.99, but this was $1.75. It still says 1984. I thought this one maybe was published a bit later. First published 1984. Nothing there suggesting a later date. Let's have a look. I might need to have a look at the kind of publishing date of that one, dig deeper. Right, so that's the dragon, the bronze dragon. I believe there is a black dragon one. So the dragon at the top is actually dark. I don't have that one. So moving on to the next one, and this one here is Wizard Gamebooks, House of Hell. Completely different cover we have here. Definitely not as good as the previous ones. Now this one's changed, shape-shifting demonic creature in the front. Now you can see it there. It looks okay. The title's not jumping out as much. House of Hell in this one. It's a bit bland. Still, is it round about the same size? Now the back of the book, what does it say here? Children's game books. Wizard Books UK, £4.99. kind of try and zoom in on that one there. Design and back cover illustration by Nicholas Halliday. So the artist for this one is Nicholas Halliday, who's designed this one. This book was published in 2002. Right, this book was published in 2002. Again, it's got 1984 there. So 2002, Wizard Books. The cover's now changed. Not great, not as good as other ones. So moving on, that's Wizard. Then again, unusually, this one appeared. House of Hell, You Are the Hero, Steve Jackson. It's incorporated this picture here in it, but the rest of it's slightly changed. What one's better? What do you think? I don't know. Oh, I prefer that one. This one's a bit busy, isn't it? I don't know what the purpose of these things are. There's dice in the corners. You have, yeah. Right, jump to the back. The book, £5.99. This one. Now, as you can see as well, it is considerably larger. You can get it in the camera, hopefully. The book's bigger. Okay, the book is bigger in height and width. This one again, absolutely pristine condition. Never been read. The artwork inside is fantastic as well. Let's have a look here. This one was published in 2010. 1984. Who's illustrating this one? It's still Tim Sells. They've just obviously copied Tim Sells' artwork, and obviously the front cover again is by that chap Nicholas Halliday, with some other add-ons on it as well. So that's the cover from 2010. Now, moving on, that is Wizard, isn't it? Wizard Books, definitely. Moving on, we have this one here by Scholastic. Boom, House of Hell. A bit cartoonish, not my most favourite. It looks okay, I must admit. You get the kind of just it as kind of a devil demon in the front there, and the house in the background. House of Hell, obviously. You Are the Hero. Yeah, it's got the gold spine in it. £6.99. We've up a quid. We've jumped £1 from £5.99 to £6.99. There you go. Okay, Scholastic. Not that keen on that cover, to be fair. It's not the worst, but listen, it's nothing like the first. Actually, so far removed from the original covers, it's unbelievable. So we look at the, and this is this horrible art, this horrible print style they've got with Scholastic. It looks awful, awful artwork inside. Look at that. Computer generated, whatever it is. It's just bland. It's just awful. Look at contrast. It's just. I'm not going to go there. Just hate it. Hate it. Anyway, let's have a look here. So okay, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Steve Jackson 1984. When was this one published? Let's check for a date. 2017. This edition published in the UK by Scholastic 2017. So yeah, that one's 2017. The worst cover out of the lot, I must admit. So that's the House of Hell covers I have. I believe there's another one I don't have. I think it's Wizard again, and that one came out in 2002. I'm just going to bring that one up on the screen and just look at it. So here it's here. It looks like exactly the same artwork as the original book. You've got the demonic creatures in the foreground, you've got the House of Hell in the background, you have the trees, etc. It's exactly the same cover by Ian Miller. The only thing that's different is the title. It says Steve Jackson, House of Hell. That's a completely different font. So it's basically the same cover with a different title. So that is the covers of House of Hell. Now there's one other interesting feature in the book that's really a bit far removed from the covers, but I'm going to mention it anyway, was a certain picture in the book. It was in the original version, this one here, and it gets subsequently removed from this one and I think it may be in this one, and then it get removed from the rest of them. Now the church was up in arms against this fighting fantasy book at the time. It was like blasphemy, it was like it was Satanism, it was warping children's minds away back in the 1980s, they wanted it banned, etc. But there's one particular, there's a story behind it, it got removed, illustration in the book. I'm just going to bring it up, and this one here, okay, now it's chapter or paragraph 264, right, 264, and there you have a female being sacrificed in an altar. Alright, that was a bit much for kids to read back in the 1980s, so decided to remove it. Everybody's up in arms about this. So in the next publication, which was the dragon one, bronze dragon, this image 264, right, chapter 264 was removed. Boom, gone. Alright, it's away. They've left it out. It's too much to take it out. Now, I might be right. I need to check this again. I think this one, it's one of these ones, is back in. Boom, there you go. It's back in again. You can also notice for the latter publications, the contrast and printing quality of the illustrations is a lot darker. It doesn't look as good. It's over blackened. So it's back in this one in 2002. Now this is 2010, I think it was. Let's go for chapter 264. Let's have a look. Gone. They've removed it. If they've removed it for this one, Scholastic's definitely not going to have it. No chance of Scholastic putting this in 264. I'm surprised the paragraph's even in this one, describing what's happening. Sorry, look at that. Not as good as the original at all, but anyway, I need to stop ranting about this. 264's now on this side of the page. Yeah, paragraph there, but again, goat masks and daggers. God, not for young kids anyway. Hell Demon, skill 14, stamina 12. This book's fantastic. No matter what one you read, it's a fantastic book, but basically to get experience out of House of Hell, just to get that, the 1980s vibe, just to get the atmospheric, experience of reading this book, you've got to collapsing, sorry, you've got to, very unprofessional, you've got to go to these ones here. You've got to go to originals. Original House of Hells. That's what you're looking for. The creepy, atmospheric, demonic, just like anti-church front covers of these books. They're great in the day, they're fantastic. It's a thing of, it takes you back to the 1980s, these ones. Specifically this one here. If you get your hands on this copy, that's the one to buy. That one as well, but listen. So order of buying these books if you can. Recommend this one first. The diamond, green spine diamond there. Puffin. The bronze dragon would be the second one to buy. Next one would be this one here. And you do get a sacrificial illustration, this one, which is a bonus. So this would be my third choice for the one to buy. The next would be this one here. Still Wizard books, slightly bigger publication size. Original artwork still in this one. This one, the next one. One to avoid, this one. Scholastic. Shocking artwork. Front cover's, it's okay. Nothing like the originals, but the artwork, this is shocking. Avoid this one. Get the originals. So that's it for this episode of Gamebook Collector here. Something a bit different, looking at the covers of the fighting fantasy books, from the originals to Scholastic's publications several years ago. And that is it. House of Hell. Fantastic book. If you get a chance to read this one, do so. It's one of the top game books in the fighting fantasy series, and also one of the hardest ones as well. So that is it for this episode of Gamebook Collector. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Thanks again for watching.